Oh hi, it's Louise from the end of the video, jumping to put a bit at the beginning of the video. I just wanted to say before you watch this video, such a huge thank you to anybody that has listened to my new podcast, Mother's Meeting. It was launched on Sunday and I knew that some of you would listen to it because I've got a great supportive audience, but we've had the figures back and they are phenomenal. So thank you so much to the thousands of you that have listened to that podcast. If you haven't yet and you would like to listen to the first episode, I'm going to link it below for you. Do give it a little listen with your ears, because that is how you listen to things. Okay, on with the video. Good evening to you. Welcome to the Wednesday midweek video. If you are new, my name is Louise Pentland and I make videos about motherhood and lifestyle. And if you are an oldie but goldie, come on in. You know how this works. You might already know that I asked earlier on today for your assumptions about me, because I've seen those videos going around. I thought I would give it a go. I do worry that maybe it's very self-indulgent to be like, hey, what do you think of me? Let me tell you about me, let me talk about me. But it is what I've been doing for like 10 years, isn't it? That's essentially what these videos are, just lots of me talking at you. So I thought we would give it a whirl. Some of these assumptions are frighteningly accurate and some of them are brilliant. I hope that I can find the one where somebody said, I assume you have a 50 Shades of Grey type room in your house, which I will answer honestly later on in the video if I come across it. Rather than just chit-chatting on, you know how this works, I'll dive into it. I'll start from the top. You know what Hogwarts house you are, but don't buy your house merch. That is correct. I don't really buy any Hogwarts merch because I don't really know where it would fit into my life. The internet tells me that I'm a Hufflepuff. I like to think I'm a Ravenclaw, but I'll take any of them really, except maybe Slytherin. There ain't a witch or wizard that went bad that wasn't from Slytherin. Next, you are way more fun in person than you let on in your videos. I think you're overestimating me there. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that I am much more fun. I think this might be as good as it gets. That you went back in time and kidnapped me as a child. Pearl looks identical to past me, and that is from Toujours Bex. I promise you that's not what happened, and I know that because I can remember the sensation of a giant baby, £9.3, actually coming out of my cervix, and that is a memory that will stay with me forever. I assume that you are more intelligent and strategic than you portray yourself on social media. I do plan things as best I can, so yes, I'm definitely more strategic than I portray, because I think that when you give someone the product that I'm giving, which is like videos and pictures and just kind of like gentle entertainment, maybe a bit of inspiration, a bit of an uplift, people don't want to see all the planning that goes into that. It's a bit like when you go to Disney World, you just want to enjoy the rides, you don't want to see all the mechanics behind them. So yes, I would say that I am more strategic kind of behind the scenes than I am in front of the scenes. What's next? Jade assumes that Big Beefy Boy Rocket is my favourite cat, and I know you shouldn't have favourites, but I do really like that cat. I assume you will definitely have more children. I'm getting a lot of questions about having more children. Lots of people saying that you secretly want a third baby, that you'd like more kids, that you want another baby. I don't know. I definitely don't secretly want, it's not like I'm quietly yearning for a baby. I would be quite upfront about that if I wanted one, because I think Liam would go for it if I wanted to. But we're both at a stage in our life where we're really happy with the family that we've got. Another baby would, babies are hard work. I like the ones I've got, but I don't know if I'm ready to have another. And I am 34 now and Liam's 42, so I don't know. I think probably not, but never say never. Someone here assumes that you are a people pleaser. Yes, I am a people pleaser. They go on to say you forget to think about yourself from time to time. It's not that I forget to think about myself, it's that my desire to people please is stronger than to please myself sometimes. And that's not because, oh gosh, aren't I such a good person, I want to please other people. It comes from like a place of insecurity where I feel like the consequences of not pleasing people will be very bad, and if I upset somebody, like I always think, is that going to upset them, is that going to cause a problem, is that going to cause an argument, are they going to be upset, are they going to be annoyed, even when, you know, things that you need to say, like if you're giving feedback to someone in your team, or someone asks you an honest question, I'm like, I find that very difficult. So yes, I'm a people pleaser. Scarlett assumes I am writing another book. You assume right. More on that to come. Amy assumes you love to organise a party, family get-togethers. Yes, I have my family round, and I've got a big family, like cousins and aunties, etc, etc, probably twice a month, and have like a big get-together. I never put it on here because, you know, they don't want to be on the internet, but yeah, I love doing things like that. Jenny assumes I am really sensitive. You are right. Maybe too sensitive sometimes. Roses and Sparkle assumes that you will have a permanent TV segment in 2020. I would love that, so I'm going to put that out into the universe. I would love that. I don't actually have that in the makings or any kind of contract for that, but that would be very nice. Some of these that I'm reading through are very... I don't really know how to take them. Well, shall I... don't know how to take some of these. Here's one. I assume you're pretty high maintenance. No judgment, I am too. I know what I want. Yes, I would say that I am high maintenance. I remember when I was dating, because I had a couple of years where I was like a single mum, and I was dating and trying to find someone nice, and a few guys were like, you're such high maintenance. I was like, no, just got to the point where I know what I want and don't really want to deviate from that. I'm happy to like be flexible and, what's the word, compromise on certain things, but you know, when you just know what your deal breakers are, you know what you want, you know how you like things, and that's that. Well, that's where I am with things. Bethan says, I assume you're always optimistic. I am mostly optimistic. I assume that you are a super mum. No, absolutely, definitely not. I have a lot of help, a lot of support, definitely not super mum. Gina assumes you earn a good wage from YouTube but divide it between family, savings and investments. This is very true, because I don't know how long I'm going to earn a good wage for. I would say that in this social media world, I'm earning a good wage. Obviously that's all subjective, but to me, I think that I would consider this a lot. I don't know how long that's going to last though. Are we always going to need social media creators? I don't know, which is why I try and diversify what I do. So the podcast that's just come out, and traditional media, and writing books and freelance writing for magazines, etc. But also I try and be quite smart with money. So my first priority is always to help my family out. My second priority is always to invest, so that for the future I know that I'll have something to fall back on, because there's a lot on my shoulders. I've got 2 children, lots of things going on behind the scenes financially that I don't always share on here, supporting a few people in my family that need that support at the moment, which I'm happy to do. But yeah, it's a lot on my shoulders that I feel like is a privilege to have and an honour to have, and I'm very grateful for it. But yes, definitely try and divide money. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, basically. And I think that can apply to lots of different salary brackets. Obviously, if you are on a small income, your first priority is just to, you know, make it through the month. I've been there where, like, oftentimes my salary didn't stretch to the end of the month, but if you have a little bit of disposable income, just think about how you're spending that. Anyway, I could talk about that for ages. I love talking about finances and stuff like that, but it's perhaps a bit boring for this video. This is an interesting one. I assume some people get loud when they're angry and fight, but I assume you get very quiet and maybe a bit teasing. When I get angry, I cry. I'm like an angry crier. Someone here said that you don't shout very often. I don't really get shouty, because I think as soon as you've really shouted, you've lost an argument, and I used to be a very shouty person. I used to have these terrible arguments and get so shouty and say horrible things, and then you've lost your point. Like, you didn't start the argument wanting to shout at someone and say horrible things. So now I'll like angry cry, probably go away and seethe for a while, and then come back with something calm and cutting. I'm not really sure that's much better than shouting, like calm and scathing, but that's how I get when I'm very angry. Here's a good one. I assume you don't want to talk about politics publicly because of a backlash. Yes, that is correct. I would very much like to talk about politics, because I haven't really been happy with the politics we've had for the last few years. I don't know which way my vote's going, but I feel like if you specifically back one party, all the bad things about that party, and there's bad things about all the parties, get thrown at you. So it's difficult because I want to be like, this is who I'm voting for, because I think that maybe their leader is not the best, but I think that party has the best like options for our country. The main thing is that you actually go and vote. Actually use your vote for who you want to use it for, but do vote. I assume that you have a secret tattoo, and that is from Dinner Bell Cat. No, I don't. I would really love it if I'd be like, yes, check out my butt cheek, I got a little tattoo. I don't have any tattoos. I can't think of a single thing that I would like now that I would definitely like when I'm older. Like, I don't have any clothes that I have worn sort of like 20 years ago and still like now, so I can't think of anything I'd want to permanently put on my body. I sometimes see people's tattoos and think, yeah, that's a really nice one, I would get that. But then I never do, so no tattoos. Oh, here we go. Amy says that you have a secret room where 50 Shades takes place. She's done this emoji. No, I don't have a secret sex room. If I did, I could start a whole new niche, couldn't I, of videos? But alas, no, I don't. I assume you have such a fun life. Yes, I think I have a fun life. I enjoy my life. Something I'm seeing cropping up lots is people saying, I assume you have your shit together. No, I'm going to give you an example. So I'm filming this video, all looks really nice. Hi, look at all that down there. No, shit is definitely not together. And again, there's mess over here as well. Hang on. Oh, all that just there. Let's just move it like this. There we go. No, I definitely don't, and quite often that's a real source of anxiety for me, because I miss things that I need to do, or I realise that I need to do something and I don't know where that form is or where that letter is, like things like that. If someone said to me, could you go and get your bank statement from last year? No. Do you know what insurance your cats are with? No, I don't, but it's written down somewhere. Like, I'm quite scatty in that sense. In terms of like life stuff, I feel pretty stable and confident in that, but like day-to-day life admin, no. This is an interesting one. I assume that all original YouTubers are over the famous aspect of the job, e.g. events and meeting fans. Well, I can't talk for all YouTubers, but I can talk for me, and I don't think that I'm over it, but it has become normalised for me now. So because I've been doing this for so long, I'm quite used to doing events, I'm quite used to bumping into viewers or meeting viewers at specific things like book signings, etc. So that's become just regular now. I still really enjoy it and I still think it's a pleasurable experience, but it's not the like, I can't believe this is happening, oh my god sensation. It's like a, ah, oh, here we are, this is nice sensation. So no, I wouldn't say I'm over it, but it's just normal now. Does that make sense? Sheila assumes that I'm a badass businesswoman behind the scenes. Sheila, if a badass businesswoman behind the scenes is doing it wearing her Christmas PJs, then yes I am. Alice assumes you've had a variety of life experience that's made you incredibly good at giving advice. Well, I'm definitely good at giving advice. I don't know if it's the right advice, and have had a lot of life experience. So many assumptions about marriage. Shall we end on marriage? Go on then. A lot of assumptions are that you don't want to get married again, that you're scared to get married, that you have negative opinions of marriage. And I would say that you're sort of right. Oh god, so many of those assumptions were like accurate. I thought there were going to be loads of really wacky ones. I could be like, woohoo, I've really surprised you. But no, I'm just as predictable as you thought I was. Marriage. I've said in videos, and obviously just in life, that I would like to get engaged. I don't feel like I'm rushing to walk down the aisle again. For those of you that don't know, I've been married and divorced. Divorce impacts everybody differently. It broke me, and I didn't think it would. There are certain things in your life that you expect to be like so brutal, like mum dying. We knew that was going to be so hard, even though it was so little as 7 when she passed away. I knew in the lead up to it that that was going to be not nice, and so you brace yourself for it. And divorce was different for me because, to begin with, I was looking at things very positively, and I was like, okay, it's a fresh start, there's gonna be lots of changes, but I can make those changes very positive, etc, etc. And then for me, and again everybody deals with divorce and separation and breakup differently, it was a real slow burner, and I feel like the way I can describe it is that my heart broke bit by bit very slowly, and I lost faith a little bit in the vows of marriage because I felt like I had not, well, I felt like I had failed basically. I don't like the feeling of failure, as you know. And when you marry somebody, or when you divorce somebody, it's not just the sadness of like, we're not together anymore, because it might be that it was time for you to split up anyway, and that bit's not, like, you know, that bit's not totally sad, but it's the sadness of what you had anticipated to build. So you started building your life together, you've given yourselves to each other, you've merged everything you have together, all your things, all your money, all your everything, you've merged your heart with theirs, your life, you've got in-jokes, you've got mutual friends, and if you have children as well, that's like the ultimate merge, I guess, because they're half them, half you. And then when you get divorced, you have to rip all of that apart, and that was very painful. And I suppose my problem with marriage is, it's not that I don't love marriage, because there were times in my first marriage where I was very happy, it's that I'm so scared that I would have to go through that ripping apart again. Right now I feel like I've healed from you know, my life experiences, and I feel very secure and stable and confident. I feel like I've got all my ducks in a row, got everything how I want it to be, and I'm like this with it all the time. And although I'm in a very loving relationship, I know that if I needed to, I could just go, thanks very much, goodbye, and take my carefully laid ducks away like this, and then the logistics of sorting things out would be a little bit easier, because you don't have all the legal stuff. And I don't know, I mean, it still would be hard, wouldn't it, because we still have the in-jokes and the mutual friends and the children and that kind of stuff. But it's a tricky one. I think it's just a fear thing. So for me, I want to get engaged because I love the idea of committing yourselves to each other like that, and saying to each other that there't nobody else in the whole world that I'd rather be with than you. But yeah, I've just got that block before the marriage part, because that's just scary for me. And I suppose as well, I come from a family of divorce, so yeah, wow, well, I've really ended that on a high note, haven't I? Is there anyone else out there that feels the same? That's the truth about how I feel about it though. It's a really difficult one for me, and it's kind of one I don't have to super face, because no one's saying like, get married, get married. I don't need to get married. I could live comfortably not married for the rest of my life. I love the idea of being engaged because it's that commitment to each other, and it's sort of like a nice progress step, but the big progress step, the big M, and yeah, I feel a bit like about it. I know there's lots of things you can do legally to like feel a bit more protected, like prenups and stuff like that, but still just one of those things that I'll get there eventually. So yeah, there we are. Alright then, I hope this video has been interesting to you. I have waffled on for a really long time, as I always do in these Wednesday videos. I hope very much that you have enjoyed it, and I will see you on Sunday at 9 AM for our weekly vlog. Bye!